Welcome to Home Biz Tax Talk. My name is Lysandra Everett. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady, where I help home business owners win the tax game. Home Biz Tax Talk airs Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock-ish. And when you tune into my show, you're going to hear about topics that are important to the home business community. All right. So today we're going to be talking about how to really evaluate a compensation plan for a network marketing company or MLM or however you call it. With the implosion of LuLaRoe here recently that is making the news, and there will be so many people that are going to be losing money, and it's going to put a black eye on the industry. And so I wanted to come on today, to really kind of help you be a smarter, make a smarter decision about your business, right? Because that's what we're all about. We're all about running profitable businesses. And so, a lot of times people look at the network marketing industry as, this really huge scam. And the truth is that the network marketing industry has created more millionaires than any other industry that I know. And especially women entrepreneurs, women millionaires have come from the network marketing industry. So there is nothing wrong with the industry itself. It's just you get some unscrupulous people that do shady stuff, but this is where you have to be smarter as a consumer and really think about the business end of things and not just get caught up in all the emotion of it, right? Because you've gone to the hotel meetings, you've gone to these conferences, and everybody's like, woo, 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 all the new business owners like, oh yes, this is the new person, it's going to be awesome and everything, and you're really caught up in the emotion. But really, I'm going to be talking about things that you need to look at if you're considering a network marketing company. Let's look at the compensation plan, okay? Because see, that's the most important in all of this stuff. So I'm going to just share some things that you need to look at. All right, number one is, how do you get paid? Okay, whether it's commission on products, like how much do you make on product sales? How much do you earn for team building? How much do you earn for your team performance, right? So, so to look at the incentives, right, that are involved in all of this. So you have to ask yourself, is the incentive based on product sales to consumers, or is the incentive based on how much you can get other distributors to buy? Because that is really an important distinction in the recognition of the company and the incentives of the company. And so, like, one of the things that, that LuLaRoe says is like, okay, they generated $2.3 billion in sales. Okay, the question is, were those sales to consumers, or were those sales to distributors who still had to sell that product to consumers? There's two completely different things. So when you're talking about how do you get paid, you're looking at, is it the products that you're getting paid for, or is it that you make more money as you bring on more distributors? It's an important distinction for that. Number two is, when you are dealing with a company, if you're dealing with a company that is encouraging like some huge investment in product up front, that's got to be something to give you pause. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with having inventory to sell if you have a product-based business. There's nothing wrong with having product to sell. There's something wrong with having a whole bunch of product that you're not selling, or if you are essentially buying a position in a company. So for instance, there are network marketing companies out there where if you buy a certain amount of product, then you automatically attain some sort of level, okay? So it could be level A, B, C, D, and if you buy X amount, then you are at level 42 and you're awesome, where if you only buy a little bit of product, you're at level 1 and you suck, okay? So you have to be able to make that decision for yourself, because it's, you got to have a plan. And this is where we talk about business plans. Like, okay, if you go and invest, $5,000 in getting products, do you have a plan then to sell said $5,000 in products? And if the answer is no, then you need to pump the brakes, right? And so you have to be aware of and really listen for such language as, well, if you only buy this much, then you're really not serious about your business. Or if you buy this much, that really shows that you are a serious business owner and you're serious about success. No, neither one of those are true. It's what is your plan? Because see, you have to have a customer acquisition plan. That's a real fancy term for who you gonna sell these products to, boo. Right? So you have to figure out, like, what is your plan to get new customers? Because you are going to have customers in order to sustain your business. If people aren't buying your products, then how are you going to go buy more products? That is what puts you in debt, and that is what will put you out of business. So, so when you're talking about, buying these products, how you going to get customers, and do you have a plan? If you don't have any of that, pump thy brakes, okay? The next thing is, does the company have what's called like a lock-in type thing? So in a lot of network marketing companies is that if you reach a certain level, you have to do XYZ in order to retain said level, or you lose it. So for instance, if your company has, let's say, I don't know, let's call it level yellow. Okay. So level yellow is totally awesome, right? And so if you, sell $1,000 worth of product, then you achieve level yellow. But if you don't, then you lose your level and you're dropped down to, I don't know, blue. Okay. So you have to ask yourself, okay, once I achieve this certain level, am I locked in at this level? Or is it that I have to keep qualifying for it over and over and over again? There is a difference. So you have to ask yourself, okay, is this something I can really do? Or, you know what I'm saying? It's like really going in with your eyes wide open instead of being surprised once you get there. So for instance, there was a network marketing company, when I was reviewing their compensation plan, is that for different levels, you have a qualification period. Well, during that qualification period, you had to sell so much in product and you had to bring on so many team members. Now, if you didn't make it during that qualification period, that person then lost all of the team members that they gained during that qualification period. And I had a client that brought this compensation plan to me, and I showed it to her. I'm like, do you understand what this means? And she was like, oh, no. So I would lose, yes, you would lose these team members and they would no longer count for you. Right? So you have to go in like reading the fine print, you guys, because see, when someone is recruiting you, they're telling you all of the fantastic stuff that the compensation plan has to offer. They're not talking about the pitfalls. See, for me, I'm not a skeptic. I like to know all of the dirt, okay? This is what happens when I win. This is what happens when I lose. Because see, then I can make an intelligent decision for me as to whether or not this is an venture that I want to take part of, right? So you got to look at that, and then also look at the incentives. What are the incentives tied to? Are the incentives tied to you having so many team members, or is your incentive tied to how much product to consumer sales that you have? You have some plans that have incentives for both team members and for your consumer sales. But if you only have a company where your incentive is tied to team members, I'm gonna need for you to run into the opposite direction. Because see, here's the thing: if only thing you're doing, then you're not really selling the business itself. You're having to sell recruiting. Right? So you don't have the product isn't the product. The business, selling the business, then becomes the product. So you need to be looking for companies that have incentives on both ends, both for your team building efforts and for your consumer sales, right? Not just one or the other. Both is better. What's tied to consumer sales is also better. But when you have an incentive plan that is strictly tied to recruiting, this is where people wind up getting sued. Okay? That's what is important. And the other thing that you have to really look out for is, again, that whole front loading of inventory, buying a certain level into a company. You guys, you got to have a plan. It's not just, oh my gosh, because see, you get into the meetings, right? So y'all been to the meetings, right? When you get up there and then you've got so-and-so, you got all the recognition. They get to walk across and do the little princess wave, right? Like, oh my gosh, because so-and-so bought X amount of product doesn't mean that so-and-so has actually sold said product. Okay, so you've got to really understand what the compensation plan looks like. You've got to take the time to read the fine print. You have to get out of making an emotional decision and work on making a business decision. Okay? Because see, you can tell when people are making a business decision. Let me tell you something. I was in this one company, and there's this one lady. She was like this serious multi-million-dollar earner, but she wasn't at the very top level. And I was like, how does this make sense? And so I asked her, I said, well, why aren't you at this level? And she says, baby, because when you get to that level, those sisters are going to have to retire after X amount of time. I'm not trying to retire. I'm trying to make my money as long as I'm alive. So as long as I stay here, then I can do that. She's like, I don't need all this stuff. I don't need for them to be trying to send me on whatever, this and that and the other and the car. I don't need all that. What I need is to be able to make my money until I die. And I was like, I like you. Right? Because this is somebody that has made a business decision and not one that's up there about all the frou-frou, right? Because see, when you look at the people that are, getting recognized and stuff, like especially in just, industry wide, we're talking about internet marketing, network marketing, all of that. You get to that person like, oh, so-and-so has made 6 figures. Well, that sounds really cute. But see, then you have to think though. Right? See, if you've got the person that has made $25,000 but has a 50% profit margin, they made $25,000 and they might have $12,000 in profit, and you got the person that's made $100,000 but they only have $12,000 in profit. Well, then who's winning? Just because you're on stage doesn't mean that you're profitable. Right? We're talking about, from me, and especially from the tax perspective, from the business perspective, it's how profitable are you? Okay? And knowing how you get paid and what's going to stop you from getting paid, because see, network marketing plans, there's all different kinds. There's the, the binary, this leg and that leg and all of that stuff. And you hear terminology like, okay, then, if when you get in, you're going to have all of these people placed under you, which really means, okay, there's somebody placed under you on this side, but you're only going to get paid until the level that you have built on this side. See, that other part, people being placed under you, that sounds cute, that sounds exciting. But when you understand that, it don't matter if you've got 100 people under you on the left, if you only have 2 people under you on the right, then that's all you're getting paid for is them 2 people. Okay, so this is why you have to look at the compensation plan and really do the math. Take the emotion out. And then if you can build a plan based on that compensation plan in order to max out the stuff, because see, the making a list of your 100 friends and family, come on. If that's all that your sponsor has for you in order to teach you how to sell, I'm going to need for you to find a new sponsor. Okay? That's what you have see, what happens is that, when people are recruiting, they're giving you all kinds of ways to get this money to get in, right? One of the complaints with LuLaRoe is that, they were encouraged to get loans. They were encouraged to sell breast milk. See, I'm okay with getting creative to get money. However, I'm also looking for, okay, what's the plan that once I invest this money to make it back? Because see, when you go take out a loan, you're going to have to pay it back. You are going to have to pay it back, not your sponsor. You are going to have to pay it back. So if all that person is doing for you is showing you how to get money to get in, but they're not showing you how to get a return on your investment, like in, different types of ways to sell, different avenues, whether it's trade shows, I don't care, whatever it is, right? If they're not showing you how to sell this product to make your money back, then you need to go find somebody else to partner with. That's what I'm saying. Okay? So there is nothing wrong with the network marketing industry. Nothing wrong with MLM. Nothing. But you do have unscrupulous people, and so you have to be smarter in what you are doing in order for you to be profitable. I haven't seen a compensation plan that didn't work. I haven't. Okay? If you work the plan. Again, are there people out there that do some unscrupulous stuff? Yes, but this is why you need to know business. You need to learn business for yourself. This is why that sponsor is not your business coach, because they have a financial interest in whether or not you buy more product or you stay within your company. They have a financial interest. Now, will you get a sponsor that is awesome and will tell you the right thing to do? Yes, absolutely. But you have to know what you're dealing with. And if something doesn't feel right, 9 times out of 10, it ain't right. And you don't have to justify nothing to nobody. If you decide this ain't for you, then it ain't for you, and that's okay. Because see, then when you leave, you're going to hear about, oh, well, if you leave, then you're going to miss this, then you're going to miss that. Okay, I'm going to need for you to get over the FOMO, the fear of missing out. Because you have to make the decision for yourself. Okay? But like I said, there are plenty of millionaires that are made in network marketing. Okay? Plenty of millionaires. But it's because they knew the plan and they worked the plan. And it's this cute to say, okay, well, if you 2, you get 2, 2 get 2. Okay, but how are you going to get your 2 and how are you going to help those 2 get their 2? Okay, you got to have the plan for that. And so if you don't have the plan for that, pump thy brakes. That is all. Okay. So I hope this helps you out, gives you some food for thought. And like I said, this thing with the whole LuLaRoe thing imploding, yeah, it's a series of bad decisions. It was a series of bad decisions on the part of the consultants, right? Because consultants said they wanted to quit, but their sponsors encouraged them to buy more. What they should have been asking their sponsors in return is, instead of buying more, how do I sell what I have? And if your sponsor can't help you with the plan to sell what you have, you need to go find somebody else. Period. Okay, so that's it for today's episode of Home Biz Tax Talk. Again, my name is LaSundra Everett. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady, and we air Monday through Friday, and you can come here to get your questions answered about your home business taxes. All right, have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye.